You are now watching MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Chill!
Yes, hello everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, and welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast TV. Hope all is here well. And y'all already know I got another special guest, and I got a podcast host, and she have a show called Dating Will Be the Death of Me. We got Amanda on the show, and we're gonna talk about her podcast show, her dating experience, and many more. This was a really dope conversation, y'all. This was a really dope conversation, and I enjoyed this episode, and hopefully y'all will enjoy this episode as well. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. Everybody, welcome back. And at the time, I got my special guest. She is a podcast host. She got a podcast show called Dating Will Be the Death of Me. We got Miss Amanda in the building. Amanda, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I am good. And welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I am excited about this as well. And let us get into it. So where are you from?
I'm from Boston, born and raised. So I'm an East Coast girl.
Okay, nice. East Coast of the building. Brooklyn, New York is here. So
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you could describe yourself with one word, what would that word be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. One word. I would say I'm patient. Yeah, that definitely is something that I have to be both in like my professional life, but also in my personal life. So patient.
Okay, nice. So what is one of your favorite things you like to do at your own time?
I'm big into sports. So unfortunately, my Celtics did not pull through for the NBA championship. But yeah, I like sports. I watch sports. I play sports.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like what sport do you play?
So basketball and soccer are my two big ones. I'm short,
wow.
so no one expects basketball from me. But yeah, basketball and soccer. And I've kept up with basketball more because it's easier to play. Just pick up games and stuff.
Do you have a favorite team for basketball?
The Celtics.
Celtics, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you? Are you?
Yeah, I do. I'm a Knicks fan, but yeah, okay. we don't have to be.
Okay.
We don't have to get to that.
Yeah, we probably have like all teams totally opposite.
Yeah, I know. So let's talk about your beginning of life. So how was you growing up?
It's kind of funny. So I used to be like wicked shy, which is funny because like now I'm a teacher and I had students ask me like, how are you shy? And like you get up in front of a room and talk to people. But I was really shy. I think because I had such a big family that I just kind of would listen a lot rather than try to compete with like a bunch of different people just yelling basically. So yeah, I was shy. I was athletic. I have a close knit group of friends. We've all been friends for like at least 12 years.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty just your average girl growing up, I guess. I was kind of sneaky. Like I definitely got in trouble sometimes, but I was good at not getting caught for something. So probably should have gotten in more trouble, but
that's always good. And I could relate to being a shy part. I am shy too, and people always ask me all the time, like, how you could do all these things like podcasting, I do acting, club promoting, and you shy. Like sometimes you just gotta go out there and do things and not let the shyness, hold you back. So I could relate to you being shy, and that's good that you got through that shyness and just killing it. You're a teacher and stuff like that. So and you got a dope podcast show too that we're gonna get to as well. But
how do you think you got over being shy? Because it is all those things that you mentioned are like you do have to be a personality and like
yeah. I mean, how did I got over it is I guess like I wanted to do more things, like get myself more out there. So and I know if I'm just being shy, I just can't do that. So I have to just I have to learn to get myself out there and just I guess fake it till you make it. I guess.
Yeah. It probably gets easier too as the more you fake it, the more it just becomes like part of you.
Exactly. Yeah. And now it is a part of me, so I can't even fake it no more. So, so yeah. So how all those things that you've been through as a kid, growing up, made you the person that you are today?
I think in having like a big family, I think that taught me loyalty and keeping the people close to me, keeping them trusting me and like and just supporting those people. Um, I think growing up in like a smaller town made me want to not live in a small town now. Like I could never go back to my hometown to like live because there's not really anything to do.
Mm.
And I kind of just wanted to branch out from that. So I think it encouraged me to go to college outside of my state and travel. So I think in growing up in a tight knit area, as much as it was nice, it was like cool to live around family and stuff and know a lot of people in the town. It did make me realize like there's more to the world than just where I grew up.
Yeah, I definitely feel in that. I definitely feel in that. But now we're gonna talk about the podcast a little bit. Like before we talk to you about your show, what inspired you to get into podcasting?
So it's something that my friends have been telling me to do for a while, just because I've been on so many bad dates or like had so many weird experiences with dating that they were like, you like write a book or like start a podcast because the stories are just so ridiculous. So I really have to credit them for that because it's nerve wracking. I don't know if you felt this way, but like to put yourself out there is scary. Like I do have a good support system, but people could listen to you and as a teacher, like I do want to obviously keep those worlds separate. So it was a little scary, but I think once I started it, I was like, you know what? I'm having fun doing it. I'm meeting a lot of cool people. Like I get to, meet other podcasters and connect with them and collaborate. So now I'm in it.
And trust me, I get it. Getting yourself out there part, I completely get it. Trust me. But now let's talk about your podcast show. Dating will be the death of me.
Yes.
And I heard your show and wow, it's an interesting show. And I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it right now. So tell us about the idea, the name, and everything. Cause that is a dope name. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's a dope name. I'm not gonna hold you.
Thank you. Well, it honestly feels like that is the truth a lot of the time. Like I just had a horrible situation where I posted on my Instagram about it and on Twitter too, just the way that some people react in situations. And, when you're going on a date with someone from an app, you don't really know them. You don't have any kind of like references, like no one knows the person in your life. So you really are just putting yourself out there to a total stranger. So it does honestly feel like I go on dates sometimes that are a total waste of time, or I've never felt unsafe, but like, I don't know, person could be crazy, person could like turn. And the situation that I had over the weekend, the guy that this was our third time hanging out and it was going great. And then out of nowhere, it just totally turned because I made fun of him burning some steak and he apparently doesn't take joke. So yeah, that's kind of where the name came from. And I wanted something that does stand out. And I feel like that is an expression that people remember. So that's where that came from. And then, yeah, kind of just trying to follow as many people that are currently podcasting and kind of, see what they're doing to make their podcast successful. People are so like the podcasting community is so cool and like welcoming and everyone's willing to help each other, which is awesome. So I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. And first thing, I got a shout out to my brother, the star Rod, who was just on your show recently. He was just on your show recently, and I heard that interview. That was a dope episode. Shout out to y'all too for that episode. And how was it? How was it doing that episode with him?
It was awesome, and I think it's so cool. I love getting like other people's perspective on what they've gone through and their experiences, and hearing from a guy's perspective as opposed to my perspective, and also like him being in a different city, kind of just hearing about that. He was awesome, and I would definitely love to have him back on because I feel like there's more stories that he could share. But yeah, that's honestly my favorite part. Sometimes I feel weird doing solo shows because I do miss like the interaction. So
yeah, and I'm pretty sure he be back. He might be listening to this episode, so he would know. He would know.
yeah.
And also, let my audience know where can they listen to your show.
Yeah, so I'm on all of the big platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I record on Anchor, so I'm available on Anchor, but also Good Pods, which is really now how I'm like connecting with people and kind of following everything there. So yeah, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find me on there.
There you go. And also shout out to Good Pods, because Good Pods is an amazing platform. I love Good Pods. I'm not gonna lie, I love Good Pods.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that they're connected to like Goodreads. I don't know if you
Yeah. I heard, but
yeah, and I was like, I've been using Goodreads forever, but now that I'm in the podcasting world, I'm gonna use that a lot more.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. So when your audience do listen to your show, what can they expect, and what is the goal for your show?
So my goal, I guess, would just to offer a space for me to kind of reflect and talk about my experiences, but also to have people come on and teach me things. My next episode, I'm really excited to put out tomorrow, is with a sexologist, and just hearing from people who, you know, study things and like know a lot more than I do and actually like have some credibility, because I'm just making up like flying by the seat of my pants. But yeah, I would say the goal is just to create like an open space for conversation. But also, yeah, it's kind of like therapeutic for me to tell my stories and like get people's feedback. And a lot of people have reached out and said, like, I've had an experience like that, and this is, you know, my story. So, but you can expect honesty. It's, you know, even though I was so nervous about putting myself out there, I'm like, I want people to get the authentic story and know kind of what's up with me. But yeah, kind of, if you're someone who's interested in dating, or even if you're in a relationship, like I have some of my listeners reach out and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so happy that I'm not single and dating right now, because it sounds awful. So
yeah. I could relate. And you know,
yeah.
I'm gonna say this here. Hopefully, I'll be in your show in the future. So
Definitely.
get that started. And I'm looking forward to your latest episode, because now you are like one of my favorite shows now.
So thank you.
Shout out to you. So shout out to you. So if you had to interview a celebrity guest, who would that dream guest be? Name 3.
Ooh, okay. This is so good. Issa Rae, I think, would be hilarious to have on. I love the show Insecure, and I feel like, you know, obviously it's not a true story, but I feel like it's based on a lot of her actual life, and I would love to hear kind of like, you know, her experiences. So I would definitely have her on. I want to get someone from like X on the Beach, or like one of those kind of more ridiculous dating shows. Because
like
I really want to know. What was it?
Temptation Island and all the other shows and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, one where it's not really like as wholesome on the outside. Because I've had people on from like Netflix's Dating Around, and I feel like just hearing about what goes on behind the scenes was really cool. So I would love to know what happens on those shows. And then, selfishly, Michael B. Jordan, just because I want to talk to him, and like if we could be in the same room, that'd be awesome. But you know, talk about his recent breakup and stuff like that. So those would be my 3.
That would be good. That'd be good. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan, head of Amanda. She wants you in
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah,
you know what? I got some breaking news. I heard that Lori Hardy already moved on, and she's now dating Jack Harlow. I heard.
What?
Yeah, I heard she's dating Jack Harlow now.
Didn't they break up like last week?
Yeah, that what I heard recently. I was like,
damn.
Oh wow.
She moves quick.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I was like, oh wow.
What's your take on her? Like, what's your opinion of her? Because I feel like everyone has.
You know, it's funny. I actually spoke of this on my latest episode, that I just put out like yesterday. Last week. But I mean, when I heard the story about them being together, I was like, wasn't sure about it. 'Cause I guess I thought it was like a PR stunt. But then as time went on, they started connecting, and so like, okay, maybe, okay, I'll start to root for them. And then they broke up. I'm like, oh dang. I'm like,
Like
oh
the
dang.
second you were on board, they like split up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh dang, and stuff like that. And the fact that I heard the reason why, because Michael wanted to be more serious, and she didn't. But
Yeah.
now hearing the new news, it kind of makes sense now. Like it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, man, I feel like that's such a good proof of like when people put on social media, they make everything look perfect. Like their relationship through pictures looked amazing.
Yeah.
But it's all for, kind of like you said, it's like a PR stunt. It's all for show. So.
Yeah, I would root for them, but it is what it is. But since you do have a relationship show, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. So I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you some relationship questions now. I used to have this segment called Date Night Talk, which is now a full-on show. So I'm gonna do that right here. I'm gonna do that right here for you now. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. So how do you feel about dating in their generation?
Dating in our generation?
Yes.
I think it's hard because I think there's so many people that aren't looking for something serious and aren't honest. Like I think people would rather lie about their intentions to get like someone interested in them. And then, when it gets too real, like when with Lori Harvey, like Michael B. Jordan just wanted something real with her. And then it was too much. So I feel like I experienced that a lot. I don't think that the apps are a bad thing. I feel like a lot of people kind of talk down on them. But I think it is a cool way to meet people that you might not like run across, because I don't know about everyone else, but I kind of get in a habit. Like I go to the same places, I see the same people, and I occasionally will get out of my comfort zone, but usually it's like I'm out with friends and I really want to catch up with them. So I think there's parts of the apps that are tricky, but I think that is something, I would say it's a net positive for our generation. But I don't know. I don't know if everyone is as like focused on settling down as maybe like past generations, but I also think that there's a lot of reasons why. Like and maybe everyone's just like a little bit delayed compared to past generations.
And that's a good answer. That is a good answer. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good answer. And you already answered one of my other questions about dating apps, so I don't have to ask you that no more. So that's good. That's good. So what is your current relationship status, and how long you been that status?
So I'm currently single. I'm out in the dating world, and I've been single. I haven't really been in like a legitimate relationship in a year. I broke up with my last ex last June. So yeah, almost exactly a year. But I've had like flings here and there, but yeah, trying to find the one.
I feel you on that. I feel you that. And that person is coming. Don't worry, that person's coming. We gonna be good one day. We gonna be good. so give us a good dating experience, like a good date, and a bad dating experience, like a bad date.
So I'll start with a good date. I had kind of like a marathon date where I met the guy. We were out at a bar. We like instantly started having a good time. Like we connected, and then we ended up like hanging out all night. The next morning we got breakfast. We went go-karting, and then we went to like an amusement park and spent like the whole next day together. And I feel like that was a good date because like the connection was instant. It didn't feel awkward at any point in like the 24 hours that we spent together. Obviously that ultimately didn't work out, but it was like a good first impression, and I ended up seeing that kid for like 4 months. So yeah, it was nice having that like instant comfort and not feeling, like I was getting sick of him or he was getting sick of me. So that was a good experience. Bad experience. Oh, there's so many. There's so many.
Okay, you know what? I guess name two.
Two. So a recent one would be when we were out and the whole day, like the whole time was going well, like the conversation was good. And then he brought up religion, and I'm not a very religious person at all. And like he is, and that's perfect for him. That's awesome. But like I feel like when I said I wasn't, that kind of where the conversation should have stopped. But then he was like trying to tell me that I should convert to a religion. And I'm just like, that's not appropriate. I don't think. Like, I'm gonna respect you. You're allowed to have your views and whatever. But it just got weird, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. So that one was just, it was weird, and it ended kind of awkward. And then, yeah, I would say the most recent one with the guy getting mad when I made a joke about him setting the fire alarm off. He literally like was yelling at me to get out of his house, and I was like, what happened?
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. I called my cousin when I got out. I was like just in shock. I was like, what? Like, I don't even understand. Like, clearly there was something deeper, but I'll never know because he blocked me on everything. So not that I want to know, because clearly there's something a little bit off.
Yeah. When I saw that post when you posted on your story, I was like, oh wow, like that story, like I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of crazy when I was seeing that story myself.
Yeah,
Like,
and everyone's like, is this real? I'm like, yeah.
Wow. And do you feel this generation still believe in marriage?
I think so, yeah. I know I have friends that are married. I have friends that are like in long-term relationships and looking to get married eventually. I just think everyone is being a little bit more like, people want to be settled like financially before they do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? How do you think that people are still?
I do think people do believe in marriage, but I do agree with the part of people want to be financially better before they get to that step. And like people want to get to that step, but we want to make sure we good, so we could be able to take care of our wife, of our family. Right. We don't want to do something and we can't, and we're struggling. We don't want to go through that. So yeah. So I do, but I do believe in marriage too. I do think people do believe in marriage as well.
Yeah, maybe just our generation is more wary of it because of like the divorce rate and stuff, and maybe like seeing, like I know my parents both had to work really hard when I was growing up. They're still together. They've been married for like 36 years, which is awesome.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
But they definitely, I mean, they got married when they were 22, so they were like babies.
Oh, that's what's funny? My parents got the same similar story. They've been married for almost 40 years.
Wow,
that's awesome. And they got married, I believe, like in their 20s too. So I definitely, that's the main thing that people do marry and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just amazing plan.
Do you ever think like, wow, if I got married when I was 22, I would be married to this person, and like think back to it and are so happy that you didn't marry that person?
Yeah. Some people, yeah. I thought about a few people. But maybe I'll say that when I come on your show. Maybe I'll say that.
Yeah, we'll say
that. But we're going to switch gears a little bit. So as you know, we are in the pandemic. We are still in the pandemic. Hopefully we get fully out of it soon. So how did the pandemic affect you? What did you learn from it? And also, actual question, how had dating been during the pandemic?
Yeah, so it definitely had a big impact right off the bat with like being a teacher, going full remote, and looking back, it's weird. I feel bad saying this, but I get like weird nostalgia for that time because like in terms of work, I literally had to work 2 hours a day during that time. Yeah, like I went out, I signed on for my Zooms and no one signed in. So it was me just like with the Zoom open just in case any kid popped on, but it was like not required for them. And so even the 2 hours that I did have to work, I was like grading their work from the week before or whatever. So now it's so different. And this year has been like honestly the hardest year ever. And it's made me rethink my whole career. And that's probably the biggest impact. I experienced a lot of loss throughout the past 2 years, which so many people did, and that's why like it feels weird to have nostalgia for that time. But yeah, so even like when everyone was fully in quarantine, I was still on the apps and would do some like virtual dates. And that's when I found out about Netflix's like whatever Netflix party where you could watch. So I feel like I watched, what was it? Tiger King? Was that the name of it?
Oh
No.
yeah.
That sounds weird to me right now.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, so I watched that like with someone that I was seeing like virtually. But yeah, I would say over the past year, it's gotten more back into like actually meeting up with people. Like not as many people are worried about, wearing masks or whatever. But yeah, it's weird just to be like, where would we be now if this all didn't happen?
I
don't know if
agree.
you ever think about that. Like
I do actually. I do. I do wonder like, how would it be now if this never happened? I do think about that too.
yeah.
I like a lot. The pandemic was great. It was crazy, and dating too. It just changed like everything. Sadly, I had to go through dating that for the first time, and I don't enjoy dating that like that.
Yeah.
But
Because you
sometimes,
said you're in New York, right? So you guys
yeah,
were like really shut down a lot more.
yeah, we were really shut down. It was really bad out here. I mean, we good now, but we were really bad out there out here.
Yeah.
But I get myself back out there too. So one day at a time, and we see what happens.
Summer 2022, summer of love.
There you go. There you go. So what is your dream venture? Like something that you always want to do?
Ooh, I've always wanted to open like a bakery, which is like so random, but yeah. That's a good question. What's yours?
Oh, I don't know. That's a lie. I have a lot.
I'm turning your question back on you.
I know. I mean, I love when my guests do that. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot. I mean, I'm gonna most likely travel more because I don't travel a lot. So I think traveling would be like one of the main things I would want to do. But not only travel in the U.S., but travel outside the U.S. too. That would be, that's probably my main thing. One dream that I should really want to do more.
What's your first place you would go if you could go anywhere? What's top of the list?
Paris, France.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But you say open a bakery. That's dope. That's dope. You should do that too.
Yeah, me and my grandmother always used to cook or bake together, and I feel like I like it. It's soothing. It's not something that stresses me out. So, yeah, maybe if anyone wants to fund that venture.
Anything possible. So you just never know. Never know. So other than the podcast, do you got any other projects you're working on or you want to work on?
Not really. Nothing outside of like my job right now, but I'm trying to focus on just this one podcast before I because I think that like, for example, you have multiple different like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to find my footing with this first before I start kind of looking elsewhere, but who knows? I'm trying to take it like one day at a time, and then if something comes up.
Yeah, anything possible, and I know whatever you're about to do, I'm looking forward to it because I enjoy your content right now, so I'm looking forward to it. So, what do you have to say for anybody that's going the same route as you, as in like the podcast, from dating? Give them some inspiration.
Inspirational. It's like corny, but just like keep going. I feel like it's so easy to get discouraged, and it's so easy to like, I don't know, think of yourself as like a victim, or I'm always like, damn, I'm just so unlucky. Like, why do I have to go through all of this? But, just keep going. And for as many bad experiences that you go through, there's good experiences that you're going to go through too. And just focus on those. Because I think it's so easy to fall into like that negative self-talk or focus on the negative. And that doesn't really serve anyone. So I'd say just keep your head up, keep going.
That's good advice. That's good advice. And like you said, you gotta go through the bad before you get to the good. So I definitely can relate to that. And yeah. So before you go, we're gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. Well, we ask you five random topics, and you just answer them the best way that you can. Are you ready? Oh, you know what? I might give you seven. I'm gonna change it. I love the conversation. I'll give you seven.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the first is what is your favorite song right now? It could be new or old. Like, it don't matter. Like what you listen to right now?
So Bad Bunny just put out his new album, so I'm really on that whole. I mean, there's like so many songs on it, but Después de la Playa is like a jam. So that's like when I'm driving to school and I need like a pick me up, I'll put that on.
Okay, nice. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Shout out to Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Okay. So what is your favorite dating spot?
Like to go on a date?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find like because I just moved recently. I'm trying to find a new spot that's like close to me, but there's a brewery like 20 minutes away, which I really like. And it's close enough where it's not a hassle to get to, but it's also far enough away where I don't feel like I'm gonna run into people I know.
Yeah, trust me, I could relate about that. I could relate. My favorite movie?
The Departed or Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's like my classic.
That is a classic.
The Departed because I'm from Boston.
Nice. Major turnoff.
Ooh, bad teeth.
Yeah, I could relate to that. I could relate to that.
Yeah.
One place you want to live. If you had to choose any place you want to live, what would it be?
Costa Rica for sure.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
I was there in 2016 and everyone's just so nice and like you're by the ocean. You have like so many different things to do. So I would go there.
Me, I'm gonna answer this myself too. I want to live anywhere by the water. That's nice. Anywhere by the water is nice for me.
Yeah, I feel like you're happier when you're by the water.
Yeah, I agree. Good thing it's a spot in New York down where you just go by the water like a pier. That would be like my good spot where I go to and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's a little fact. Just a little fact to throw out there. All right. Who? Do you know the thing versus?
Yeah.
You know about versus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so out of the verses, who would you pick? Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC. I'm an NSYNC girl. Who would you pick?
NSYNC. I mean, I like both of them. But I'm gonna go with NSYNC. I'm gonna go with NSYNC as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a curveball for this next one. All right, who would you pick? Beyonce or Rihanna?
That is mean. You can't do that. Okay, I'm gonna. That's tough. So if I pick Beyonce, does that include Destiny's Child or no?
I mean, you could, because I'm pretty sure if they did a versus, Destiny's Child would be a part of it. So yeah, you could, yeah.
Damn it, that's so hard. Okay, I'm
gonna say Rihanna as well. I mean, I talk about Beyonce a lot. I talk about Beyonce a lot on my show. I mean, I like Beyonce, but sometimes she could be overrated at times. But I don't hate her. But Rihanna though, I like Rihanna a lot more better though. That's just me.
Yeah.
I
feel like. What was it?
And I said, don't hate me to the audience. Don't hate me, y'all.
Yeah, right. If I could choose both, I would choose both. But yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, y'all. Beyonce do make good music, but I would prefer Rihanna. And plus, I wasn't the biggest Destiny's Child fan, so that's nothing.
No, okay. See, that's where it's hard for me. I used to. Oh my God, my poor parents. We used to go up to Maine, which is like a 4-hour drive from here, and I had like my what do you call it? My Walkman, and I remember when. What's the Destiny's Child album? Survivor was on, but I literally just that was on repeat.
Oh, I know.
Was it Survivor?
I think it was Survivor. I think it was Survivor. I know that same album had Bootylicious on it as well. Yeah. I think it was Survivor. Yeah.
which I mean, I have not a good singing voice at all. And my poor parents to be stuck in a car with me. But it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like some songs for Destiny Child, but I don't like everything for Destiny Child. So like, pick, like pick. They're not my first choice. Doesn't say they're not my first choice. Doesn't say that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it one more verse just for fun.
Okay.
Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera?
Christina. I was a Christina fan for sure.
Nah, I definitely agree with Christina as well. I was a Christina
Yeah.
fan too. I like Christina. And last question is and one more question. Food that you don't like.
Ooh. Food that I don't like. I'm like slowly opening up to more and more things, but probably shrimp. I don't like shrimp. What about you?
That's kind of hard because I like everything. I'm pretty much like everything, but
So you ask all the hard questions and then you can't answer them.
trust me, I do it to all my guests. I always ask hard questions to all my guests. It's hard. So many questions are hard for me too. So that was like, but I had food that I don't like. If I had to pick something I don't like, I ain't gonna lie, that is kind of hard for me. I don't even know. I know plantains is one. And black eyed peas another one. It's it's a few things. I like a lot of stuff. I like a lot of stuff.
That's good.
But Amanda, thank you for coming on the show. It was really fun. It was really fun having you on the show.
Yeah, this was awesome.
And I definitely want to bring you back. Definitely gonna bring you back. And definitely check out Dating Will Be the Death of Me. It's a dope podcast show. And I enjoyed it. And yeah, but thank you for coming on the show. And before you go, drop your social media where they can reach you and everything, and then drop the podcast show where everybody can listen to it and everything. This is your time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, thank you so much for having me on. So if you want to listen, it's Dating Will Be the Death of Me. Like I said, on all of the podcast platforms. You can follow me on Instagram at Dating Will Be the Death of Me, and on Twitter at Dating Death of Me. And I'm slowly using Twitter more, but I'm more like active on Instagram. So that's where you would find out about like when I'm dropping new episodes or doing polls and stuff and getting feedback from my followers. So definitely follow, definitely listen. And I would love to come back on. So
I definitely will be back on, and check out Dating Will Be the Death of Me every Tuesdays, right? You come on Tuesday, every Tuesday.
Yep.
Every Tuesday, and check it out. Yeah, we'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning in to this latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Thank you to my special guest, Amanda from Dating Will Be the Death of Me podcast. This was an amazing conversation, and I'm glad that I had her on the show. And it was really a good time, man. I want to say thank you again for coming on. Check out her show, Dating Will Be the Death of Me, every Tuesday. And you already know, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ken, aka MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Network. Ken, aka MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Network. And if you want to listen to the audio version of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, you can listen on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pods, and many more. New episode every Sunday and every first and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And once again, they get to check out this latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Have a good day or night wherever you're watching this episode.
You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 5. Chill!